It's really tough to say because based on what we saw yesterday, right, the draft is such an integral part of the Swiss stage. As good as your fundamentals are, you need to create an advantage for yourself. And I think that right now, from S2G, I really want to see how deep their pockets are. We're already seeing first pick Suyo, and you put it, you mentioned it yesterday, if I remember correctly, about having, it's not just about blue side, red side, it's the following picks that matter a lot more.
Yeah, and the follow-up to the Suyo, it's the Bruno from BTK and the Eve. I feel like for a very strong team fighting team, those are great picks. But I love that they prioritize the Matrix on S2G.
Matilda, where's the Matilda?
Kaka?
It's gotta be.
Hopefully.
It's open.
Oh, by the way, Turkish Trigger Man gets it.
See? Back to back. Signature picks. It's gotta be. Come on, Pagu.
I think they have to decide between the Chone as well as Matilda, right? Both providing two different use cases, but at the same time, we've seen how Cho has been devastating games. You got it right on the dot. It's going to be the Matilda this time around. They prefer the mobility.
Yeah, the first 3 picks of S2G Scream. Yeah, we heard what you said, and we're kind of pissed off about it. But hey, my theory is right. I said BDK yesterday. You know what? Go ahead and pick the Fredrin again if you can, and it's a great lineup for a Fred to shine, honestly.
MOBA Fred.
MOBA Fred. Best part about that is just because, you have a Matilda, I'm going to lock you down just enough so you lose out of the guiding wind.
Ooh, okay. So let's see if that Fred will do well here. Wait a minute. MOBA Zane's actually half Turkish? That's a fun fact for you.
Maybe from his mom's side. I remember him having this conversation with him.
Whoa. So hopefully we get to hear MOBA Zane speak and drop some Turkish phrases from time to time. I don't know, maybe.
That fist bump is going to be real awkward.
Yeah, it's like S2G is going in there expecting like, we'll speak to him in English. Like, wait, did this man just speak to us in Turkish? Okay, so Glue gets taken out by BTK, and honestly it makes sense when you have a tight formation around an Eve, around a Fred, and a Bruno. A hero like Glue who can mess up formations. You'd rather not go up against that.
Yeah, Glue in the past 24 hours of Swiss has become a breakout here alongside the Grangers, alongside the Joys, suddenly becoming more and more in demand.
I don't know. I feel like, again, the fact that Glue is getting banned out in the second half of the phase, there's no pick that warrants it other than the Fredrin, who's going to generally struggle with it, especially around neutral objectives. There is a possibility that they're looking to set up for maybe even a Phoveus. There's already plenty of dashes on top of the Matilda as well. But the fact that they're banning out the Arlet and as well as Cho, really good stuff coming from S2G.
Yeah, now you take away a very proactive EXP laner that could fall into the hands of White Chicken. Honestly, if BTK just want to box, honestly, instead of going for something tankier, they could go for something more duelist. Yeah, somewhat duelist in the Phoveus as an EXP lane.
Easy triggers off of the guiding winds.
Yeah.
Whatever you end up in the XP lane for Lunar should be a 50-50 at best. But the one thing I don't feel and I don't vibe with in the Phoveus is it's not a White Chicken hero. You know what I mean? Like there's no clutch. There's no clutch to it. You know where he's coming from.
Oh, okay, it's true. It's true that you kind of see him coming at you, but I think that he's a very unique hero in the way that you play those clutch moments because it happens so quickly. You have such a small iframe.
And it lasts so long.
Exactly.
You can live right in your face, close up the gap. I see.
This means 100% of the last pick for BTK. I think they're going to go tanky again, especially for the roamer here. You have 3 tanky frontliners because you're not going to make the Fred go frontline. The Phoveus cannot frontline alone. The Phoveus needs someone else with that. So Edith is the pick here for S2G. Great pick. Shark is proficient with that hero. Paired it up with an Eve that could have been a nightmare, so they take it. And they take the Valentine as well, covering their magic damage bases. It's a well-rounded lineup for S2G, but it is the Guinevere of Shark in the roam.
Interesting. This is really interesting because Hylos would have been the perfect pick, but it already got banned out by S2G because of their foresight. With this Guinevere, now you have 3 triggers for the real world manipulation to pop off.
I feel like we're gonna be seeing a lot of brawls, a lot of fights here for this very first one. So, Ingon and Naisu, take it away.
Thank you so much, panelists, breaking it down. The new version of the We Bear Bros. Now, welcome to the caster desk. What is up, guys? I'm Naisu, and joined with one of the newest additions, just like we saw yesterday. We had Brigida. Now it's Ingon. Ingon, how we feeling, man?
Daddy, I feel great. I'm excited to be here. The venue's awesome, and of course, our first match is going to be so hyped up.
It's going to be hyped up, man. You know, day number 1 was quite the interesting opening day. I think good luck to everybody's guest coins this time around because I know mine were in shambles, but to kick off day number 2, I can't wait to see what unfolds for us. Jumping into the Land of Dawn shortly to see how the day gets started. It's S2G and BTK. to break things down and get things started. I'm wondering, you know, this is now the second time Mlbb has brought out an old pick of his that actually worked out really well yesterday.
Mlbb Fred.
Mlbb Fred. It's the Fredrin again.
And actually, this boils back to Leo's point a while ago, wherein he said that it's all about mastery instead of the meta. If this is Mlbb mastery, why not? And work up against a Joy, and this time it's up against Suyo. So let's see if BTK alongside Mlbb can actually pull things off once again.
You know, I think at this point too, you have to be able to watch out for this. But also, you guys watching at home, you guys got to watch for the M6 pass because it's now available. You can complete all the active tasks during the event to hit level 75 for free, get amazing rewards, including Claude's battle emote, the M6 Glory Avatar Border, Baksha's battle emote, and the new special skin of Baksha Dauntless Shield, all for free. So make sure you guys go ahead and grab that because the action already starting here once again. Early rotations too, you know, on what we expected here with S2G. I know right away when you look at even the emblem sets being put into place, this lineup from S2G wants to move around fast. They want to be able to rotate quickly. They want to be able to even utilize the Matilda pick. You know, this is... Oh, and it looks like they're going to make a move here.
Okay. Boon flicker out, but Shark goes in with a spatial migration. BTK won't commit to the fight alongside S2G. And looking at the emblem, Zia actually has the Master Assassin, so he's confident going up against Sigiboom down to the laning phase. But the thing that bothers me, or the thing that concerns me rather, is the Guinevere roam. We've seen it. Renegade used it up when Aurora played yesterday. The problem is the range of the spatial migration. Even if you paired it up with the flicker, it's going to be hard, especially up against a Matilda. So it's really easy to predict by S2G when spatial migration is going to be casted. But look at this, Bloodthirsty King going on right now. White Chicken with the Infernal Pursuit as S2G works on the turtle.
All right, they're going to start it up. I think they're going to break out a fight.
Oh, beautiful Earthshatter combination! And Kazooie gets the first turtle, but Shark wants to answer right back with a kill onto Lunar. Pagu is safe. And that's a trade BTK is willing to take, transitioning right away to getting that orange buff.
Yeah, actually, they're going to take quite a bit from that. So they, you know, the objective going in the hands of S2G, not too bad, but BTK, they won't let it just be, you know, resulting into that. They get a kill on Lunar. They end up taking a buff from that, and they'll go ahead and get back into the rotation. Always that first turtle is kind of up in the air. You know, you don't have to completely secure it because you know you still have that second and third coming up. And with a lineup like this, you know, that's something that we can talk about and break down even further. With BTK's lineup, it's kind of a slow burn. I mean, talk about how successful this Bruno pick has been. I think he's, what, 75% win rate right now? Yeah. Something insane.
6 out of 8.
I'm actually surprised we didn't see it banned out, you know? But in this case, the fact that you just want to go ahead and have that build-up on this Bruno, Zia is going to be in a good, you know, situation where then he's able to pop off later on, especially into when Hoon sets up the real-world manipulation. Now, if you missed the game yesterday that BTK played, you know, they almost got to a point where the game kind of got a little shaky, almost got a little scary if they were actually going to be able to close out the game. So I hope that they were able to go ahead and kind of adjust themselves for this game, as mistakes can turn things around so quickly. I think that's one of the most deadly things about our current Swiss stage format, you know? This best of one.
Whoa! Shark managed to find a pick-off, but still managed to escape here. No kills whatsoever for both of these teams. And this is what we were saying, as the real-world manipulation will be casted by Big In. Here comes Pagu. So still, no casualties. 4 minutes in, only 1 kill the whole game.
That's a whole lot of just, you know, showing what's available, but no one goes down. A couple ultimates. They might still kind of press this, but even for Lunar, he's got to be careful. Whoa! Solo kill up top from Sigiboom.
Okay, so that's the reason why you picked a Tenacity instead of a Master Assassin, because if you have a Master Assassin and you're going one-on-one laning phase and you lose that fight, it's going to be hard for you to come back. Shark manages to find one again with spatial migration, but Begin, quite sneaky, manages to escape as Kazooie will get the second turtle.
All right, second turtle. Kazooie able to secure that one. And like I said, it looks like, you know, BTK, sometimes it looks like they want to fight, but then they don't just have enough damage just yet. And going back to the point, what I was saying with best of ones, you know, this is where it gets a little spicy. Because if you get kind of knocked down in your lane, especially the gold lane, which we know has been so vital for a lot of team success throughout this new kind of, well, it's not new anymore, but this meta that has formed itself since that patch and the changes, the gold lane is going to be very crucial, right? Yeah. And you don't want to die in those 1v1s. I wish we got a picture of it with Sigiboom, but, you know, what a play. And, wow, did that actually get taken?
Oh, Sigiboom!
Again?
You can almost feel the damage because he picked up his first item, Blade of Despair, compared to Zia with the Haskell. So you know, by the item prioritization, Zia is really behind compared to Sigibum, the Turkish trigger man.
Zia's not having a good time, man. You know, I guess you don't bring a soccer ball to a gunfight. Look at this.
Oh, and they're bringing Kazuha with him to bring down Shark and try to bring him down. But Shark, quite sneaky, will be able to escape. But look at the pressure S2G is putting on BTK. They're actually going to take down a first-tier turret up top.
Almost there.
Forcing a reaction coming in from BTK. So almost there for S2G.
They didn't get the turret. They're nearly there, though. And you're seeing how much pressure can be put up from S2G just based off the fact that, you know, again, even if Biggin has the real-world manipulation himself, it kind of gives them that threat in terms of space. But then they have the mobility factor, too, because they have a Matilda. And it's kind of getting difficult for Bloodthirsty Kings to be like, you know, how do we approach this fight? How do we actually engage here? And that's why I was saying earlier, you know, they need a lot of time to kind of build up, get to a point. Third Turtle's coming up here, and I don't know, man. If Bloodthirsty Kings can actually win this fight for the objective, that'd be great for them to set up into that first Lord coming up. But right now, it's just S2G, knowing they have this minor advantage, nothing too crazy, about 1,500 gold. It's going to be started up, though, by Zia. Rest of the team's going to make their way, Mlbb as well. And this is where we expect, you know, the Fredrin pick to shine. But look at the angles that are going to be set up here from S2G. Half health from Mlbb doesn't want to fully commit just yet. They might rely on Shark to jump in with that spatial migration.
Okay, goes in with the Earth Shatter onward combination plus the flicker. Here comes Shark with a beautiful spatial migration onto the backline. Bracer trap coming in from Mlbb, but Lunar will get the turtle plus a kill onto Shark, forcing BTK to retreat.
Whew, and just like that, that's 3 for 3 in the turtle department for S2G. They further the game lead a little bit more at this point. BTK, they tried to make something happen, but it was Lunar that went in first. It was Lunar that went the aggressive route, flickered in, got the knockup. And right now, Sigibum really trying to work on this turret. I don't think it's going to get capped out just yet as Mlbb will clear it out, but the bottom goes down. So this is that shift in momentum where now you got all the turtles, you're starting to get these turrets down, and BTK will be kind of scrapping to find what they can.
Looking at that lineup, it's going to be hard for BTK. I mean, it's like you're forced to initiate first, but the problem is with the presence of the Matilda, S2G can just re-engage at any given moment.
Yep.
Retreat, re-engage, especially with Lunar's performance, Flicker and Earth Shatter onward combination, always connecting. So at this point, BTK, you're just going to have to bite the bullet for the meantime and wait for Zia's power spike to shine through later on towards the late game.
You know, that's the thing when we look at this lineup again, is like, when is that power spike going to happen? You know, when is this going to be, when are they going to come online for BTK? And for Zia specifically, you know, he still needs quite a bit of time to build up, because not only is he gapped a little bit in levels, but he's got to catch up on gold. This tier 2 is actually close to going down. At least Zia was able to push down on the bottom side, but ultimately this is leading to a place where S2G is going to have a good advantage when it comes to the Lord take. Now all it could take is Shark to get a proper setup.
Oh, like that one on to begin, but he's not going to fully commit it because S2G is ready to respawn. Okay, BTK, Zia just picked up his Malefic gun, so in terms of counterattacking, he's actually quite able to do that, plus the proper positioning needed to do the free hits onto S2G eSports. But the problem is they have a lot of initiations. I mean, Lunar has been phenomenal with the Edith. Even without the flickers, Earth Shatters keeps on connecting. And look at BTK, they had the initiative to go first with the setup, but with the presence of Padu's Matilda, they're thinking twice. They're not as decisive as with what they want to do.
This is a little bit different this time around for Mlbb, you know, struggling to get these objectives. You know, yesterday he was on point with them, but so far, the jungle battle definitely going in favor of S2G right now. This Lord's going to be started up half health right now. They've got the advantage in terms of the space to work with, but it will go for a reset. Still kind of limit testing each other, especially in the mid lane, because those tier 1 turrets are still up. But part of this factor too, S2G can actually whittle down some of the members of BTK, relying on the fact that, again, they have this big power pick in the roam, that Matilda able to really help out. But you can see, you know, there's still going to be respect here from S2G. Even with the lead that they have, that 3K lead, they don't want to overstep. They don't want to get overconfident, because we've seen this before. With the best of ones, the case it is just literally with a turn of a handle or a wheel that can change.
Oh, look at the Bennett's Rage onto Shark. SCG, this might be the green light to go and burst down the first Lord. As BTK is trying to just survey the scene, they're trying to decide whether to go for the contest, but the problem is Kazue against MoBA. Misui has a major advantage when it comes to those 50-50 retributions. Lunar goes in once again. Real world manipulation will be casted by Hoon. S2G eSports will back away so far, but will still continue for the Lord. But Shark will get a beautiful spatial migration combination to set up MoBA for the Lord's sake, and S2G will have to retreat.
And that's what I was saying, man. BTK, they can take it slow and steady, and at some point, the game is going to build up in their favor. You know, you're under the 11-minute mark, but a great show of patience. Really, that's what it was from BTK. They were patient enough to go ahead and get through it, and then get to a point where, hey, we're able to turn things around. Zia is where he needs to be at this point. He's got the Malefic Gun, he's got the Haas Claws, and he can rely on Shark to jump in. That's the thing. How many times does Shark need to jump in to find that proper spatial migration and get things set up for the team? Now it's flipped in their favor. They're going to walk in with this Lord. It should be cleared out pretty well from S2G, but they are going to lose some of these tier 2 turrets. Little trip around from Pagu. They'll deal with the Lord. It's going to go down shortly, and a good push. Also that tier 1, the next focus from Fried Chicken up top. BTK continues to take things in. One of the first times in this game that the gold is, you know, it's slightly in their favor. It will continue on, but they diminished the 3K gold lead.
And BTK just proving what the panel was saying a while ago. Mastery over meta. Look at the off-meta picks BTK has. They have a Fredrin, they have a Guinevere. But so far, those two are the key heroes that set up that Lord steal up against S2G, despite the fact that there was a 2-level gap between the two junglers. They have good position, and at the same time, they have a Suyu. Paired up with the Sever Retribution combination, it's easy to get neutral objectives, but despite all that, BTK just got a 2K gold lead against S2G.
This is the ever so changing of momentum that we've seen so far in a lot of these games, and right now it's BTK in the favor. And, you know, with that, with the way that they kind of played that last Lord, that's great for them. They can continue to do that. So if you're S2G, we got to think, all right, how do they actually approach these fights the next time? The part of that equation is the fact that this is the strength of the Fredrin, man. And I know, you know, Fredrin was what? At one point, he was the pick. He was the guy. He fell off of the meta. He came back. Well, you know, MOBA Zane's the guy that brings them back for the most part. MOBA Fred. And, you know, he's popped up in the XP lane, but still in the jungle, he's still that hero that's able to go ahead and tank things up, just kind of stay there and watch you. And watch the rest of the assassin junglers that are priority right now kind of just take those shots from the Lord. And then next thing you know, they're at half health. And then you get collapsed on. So for S2G, they might want to approach this next Lord in a sense of, you know what, let's just go ahead and see if we can find our angle. And most likely, that's off Lunar. Lunar's been doing that every single time. And now that they're 15 seconds away from this Lord, he's got the flicker available. You know, he could be the one to set things up, but right now, BTK,
okay, speaking of setup, they're gonna find Shark. That's one member down for BTK at the most crucial time as 5 seconds. The second Lord will respawn. And S2G, they have a decision. Will they go for the Lord push? Will they go for the Lord burst? Or will they take down bodies from BTK? They're trying to poke down Hoon. Here comes the circling Eagle, but Hoon manages to flicker out. But look at Siggy Boom, the Turkish Trigger Man with the Renner. Takes down Hoon. Now MOBA Zane trying to soak up every single damage. Zia, though, quite alive still. But 5 members of STG are surrounding this second Lord. Will BTK pull off another miracle and steal away this Lord?
They're gonna go for it. It's a quarter of the health.
Okay, here comes Circling Eagle once again. It's going to be Retribution battle! Sia gets a kill! Zane gets the Lord! And BTK, green light on the attack! Infernal Pursuit from Fried Chicken, but he's going to fall down as well. MOBA Zane and Zia connected. We'll get another one as Shark manages to find Siggy Boom! A double kill for Zia!
Off the headshot from Siggy Boom earlier, and they come back with a vengeance. They are bloodthirsty at this point as they march down the mid lane. Lord in tow. Kazui all alone, ready for the rest of the team. The turret's going to be worked on. Can he do it?
And another pickoff coming in from Shark. Kazue is going to fall down, and BTK will now become the Turkish Slayers.
And another victory for a BTK. You can see that patience played a part here in their second game throughout the Swiss stage, bringing them to that 2-0. What a victory for them. And yes, you can see the hype. You can see how good he's feeling. Hey, that's the Turkey Slayers, man.
I just told you, first game hyped. What an amazing match. You can feel the emotions coming in from BTK. They want to prove something, and they have proven it. Upping up their standings to 2-0. This is looking good for the whole region of NACT.
You know, you can doubt the Fredrin all you want, but you can't doubt MOBA Fred. But also, fantastic game, even from Shark, man. Just incredible game. Hey, happy